Now I can look past some bad CGI. I can even forgive a cheesy storyline. But what I won't stand for are Michael Jackson jokes made in poor taste. Alright, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, today we're doing a spoiler-free breakdown of the new Netflix movie, Back in Action. If that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if Netflix can carry on their streak of successful action movies. Get it? I said carry on, because Carry On was a movie that just came out, and a lot of people liked it. I don't know. Between you and me, it was just okay. Okay, quick background here. Back in Action is a new Netflix movie that was directed by Seth Gordon. And Seth Gordon is a dude who's directed some heat. Movies like the newer Baywatch, Identity Thief, and Four Christmases. And if we're being honest, maybe those movies aren't heat. But he did direct one of my favorite movies of all time, Horrible Bosses. Here in Back in Action, this is the first time he's directing a movie that he also co-wrote. He wrote this thing with a dude named Brendan O'Brien. Brendan O'Brien is the dude who made Neighbors and Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. Back in Action stars Jamie Foxx and the return of Cameron Diaz, who hasn't acted in a movie in over a decade. Cameron says the only reason she did this movie is because Jamie Foxx asked her, and went on about how much she loves working with him. Don't forget, these two go back over 25 years to 1999, where they did Any Given Sunday. Then in 2014, don't forget this too, Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx started together in Annie. Cameron thought that was going to be her last movie ever. I didn't see it. I don't know if that's the way you want to go out on, but I also don't know if this one is either. And it wasn't no real beef with Hollywood. She was just in a different place in life, you know, got married, started a family. You know how it goes. She also told Kevin Hart, I gave acting all I got, and I would hate to think that I put everything into my career and not enough into the rest of my life. So we stand you, Cameron Diaz. We support your decisions to do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, so Back in Action. Seth Gordon, the director, said he was at a baseball game once and the idea just came to him. What if a spy had a kid and they had to quit their job, go anonymous, and be totally off the grid? And that's the movie. I'm still gonna do plot time, but that's the, you know. I mentioned Horrible Bosses that Seth directed, and don't forget that Jamie Foxx was in there as the esteemed motherfucker Jones. So that's the connection. Also important to note that this movie's been done for over 2 years. When they were about to finish shooting, that's when Jamie Foxx had his stroke and like brain bleed. So, you know, all jokes aside, it's good to have you back, King. But then after the stroke, there was a strike. I'm telling you, if it ain't one damn thing. Anyway, now the movie's here, coming straight to your living room. All right, plot time. Okay, Back in Action is a story about two spies that work for the CIA named Emily and Matt. That's Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Naturally, in the midst of kicking ass and fighting crime, Emily and Matt fall in love. Shortly after that, Emily finds out she's pregnant. And you can't be raising no kid when you got enemies all over the globe, so they come up with a bright idea to kind of fake their own death and ride off into the sunset, moving to some off-brand suburb, creating this new life for their family. 15 years later, this plan is still going strong. They've been living this Mr. and Mrs. Smith life, and now they got two kids. One of them's 14, one of them's 12. And even their kids don't know that their parents used to be spies. They think their parents are freaking dweebs, as kids do. Anyway, shit was going pretty smooth over there in Pleasantville until one day, in an attempt to get their daughter out of some club that she had no business being in, shit went left and their cover was blown. And now that those bad guys from 15 years ago know where they live at, Matt and Emily are on a mission to protect their family at all costs. Can they pull this off and go back to a life of PTA meetings? Or will this surge of adrenaline bring them right back into the game they worked so hard to get out of? And now we got a movie. So what's my take? You know, when I first got wind of this movie, I thought this was gonna be another one of those generic Netflix action movies where they go out there and find two A-list stars, pay them $1 trillion each to act out some terrible script, but no one really cares because it's free to press play on Netflix and everyone watches it anyway. And that's low-key exactly what this is. I will never not love Horrible Bosses. I like Neighbors. I like Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising. So I'm watching this trailer thinking, oh man, another one of these Netflix action movies. Then when I seen it was the team that brought us those bangers, I was like, I could have some hope here. About 10 minutes into this movie, I knew exactly what I was dealing with. Now, I've never been one to walk out of the movie theaters or in this streaming world just turning that shit off. But now, especially as a journalist, I'm never gonna come on here and give you guys a review for something I ain't watched all the way through. But it was tough. I stuck with it, but it was tough. Let me give you guys an example. And of course, there's no spoilers over here, but I just gotta tell you this one little part. We've all seen high-speed chases where the good guys trying to do anything that they can to distract the bad guys and, you know, get their cars off the road, make them flip around, do stuff. So they'll get out there, they're shooting out tires. You know, a truck comes by with, you know, the big water thing on it, and they're shooting, and then the water splashes everywhere, and the bad guys are swerving. You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like in Bad Boys 2, where they were like dropping the dead guys out of the cars, so the cars were hitting the dead bodies, and they were flipping around. It was kind of like that. Anyway, of course, there's a highway scene here. My man Jamie Foxx has a bottle of Diet Coke, damn near 2-liter, that for some reason his 12-year-old son was taken to the head earlier in the movie. Whatever. Jamie Foxx takes said Diet Coke, reaches in the back seat and pulls out a pack of Mentos. Yeah, he drops a couple of those Mentos in the Diet Coke, closes it up, and throws the bottle from his car into the bad guy's car, creating a Coke explosion. That scene alone had me ready to turn this thing off, but got to see it through, my boy. The point is, you already know what you're getting with this movie from the trailer alone. This is the epitome of a streaming movie. Are there very good streaming movies? Yes, of course. But Netflix does these type of movies so often, you don't even gotta watch each different one to get the gist. Seen one, seen them all. Okay, I hate to do another, but I gotta break down one more scene here. It's my last one, I promise. You know in the movies where there's always someone that don't know nothing about computers has to use a computer to like deactivate the mainframe? Right. So there's this idiot in the movie and he's the one that's supposed to save the day. He's got the computer. They're like, disengage, whatever, turn off the mainframe, whatever. And this guy's like, I don't know how to even do that. So he's in there, and in a moment of frustration, he throws his hands in the air and slams them down on the keys. And if you were wondering at home if that random combination of key slamming was what deactivated the mainframe, you would be correct. He just slammed his hands down, and then, like, this isn't some old television at your grandma's house that you gotta hit on the side to make the picture come on. Like, these are 2025 laptops. What are we doing? You know what I mean? But honestly, it's not all bad. Like, I think the target audience for this movie is families. This is the perfect, well, I don't know about perfect, but this is a family movie night movie because the kids can also enjoy it. You have to be mindful because there is a lot of action and a lot of violence, but for as much hand-to-hand combat there's no shortage of Home Alone level traps. For example, they're pouring olive oil on the ground to battle trained assassins. Like, it was very much giving Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Remember when he bought those necklaces? 2 for $5, 4 for 10. You guys never seen Home Alone 2, Lost in New York? Anyway, listen, it's always nice to see Jamie Foxx, especially after his rebirth. And it's very nice to see Cameron Diaz come out of retirement, so I'll take that. I wish it was for a better movie, but at their age, they're still out there looking good. Cameron Diaz is out there doing most of her own stunts, and for as corny as a script most of this is, Jamie Foxx is still giving some quality punchlines. I also think the two kids are another bright spot of this movie. The daughter's played by McKenna Roberts, and the son is played by Rylan Jackson. Honestly, this kid, Rylan Jackson, he is the younger child. He's their son. He might be the best character in the whole movie. I've never seen this kid before, but I think you got a bright future in Hollywood, young man. It's also cool to hear that because this was a COVID movie, Jamie, Cameron, and the two kids did a whole bunch of Zoom meetings with those kids' parents, just so like the parents knew that their kids were in good hands. And that was Cameron Diaz's idea, so I just think it was just very nice to hear. Another cast shout out goes to Glenn Close, and I don't know if you guys been watching Glenn closely, but she's been on some other shit. I don't know if you guys took the time to watch Deliverance. Did y'all see Glenn Close in Deliverance? Anyway, she's been on some other shit, but huge shout out to her here. who also did her own stunts like the badass Cruella she is. So like I said, if you have kids, or even worse, teenagers, this is going to be a much more enjoyable movie for you. They're trying to get the idea across that kids are always going to think their parents are lame. But a lot of the times, these kids don't know what kind of lives their parents led before they had to take care of those mouth breathers. It's a holiday weekend. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And if you didn't know that, I regret to inform you that yes, you are indeed racist. If you're looking for a family-friendly movie, or if you don't have a family and you just want to see the return of Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx low-key, Back in Action comes exclusively to Netflix on Friday, January 17th. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know how you feel about this movie. Are there some Netflix action movies that you absolutely love? What do you think are some of your favorite Netflix action movies? Was I a little harsh on Carry On? Do y'all really like Carry On? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace. Yeah, you know what it is. You can watch the trailer, you know what time it is, but it's also, I don't know, throw it on with your kids. There's worse things to watch. Also, since I have you guys here intimately, did you guys watch the new Jamie Foxx special? When I'm talking about things I couldn't finish, I'm happy, obviously, I think he's an icon, but it was a lot of crying. And I guess if I almost died and my daughter saved my life with her guitar, I would probably be crying too. You guys, shut up. You never let me just say stuff. Ugh. Should I give it another chance? Do I got to see it through my boy? Whatever. Okay, Back in Action is a story about two spies that work for the CIA, Emily and Matt. That's Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Naturally, in the midst of kicking ass and fighting crime, Emily and Matt fall in love. Shortly after that, Emily realizes she's pregnant. Emily arrives. This is serious.